Hi, my name is Tony Garofalo. I'm a New York City Police Sergeant. And this is my story. Frank Sinatra sang in a song, New York, New York, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Grace Chang was an immigrant from China. She came here with her mother, and she thought that she could make it anywhere. She came here to make money, to go to school, to get an education. She was violently murdered in the subway system of New York City, and I apprehended, arrested, and prosecuted her killer. This is me on the cover of the New York Post, 1981. It says, "Killed for $1." He was apprehended approximately 10 minutes after the crime occurred, which is usually unheard of. When a crime happens, usually the killer or the mugger gets away and it becomes an investigation. And that investigation could take anywhere from a day to 2 days, 5 days, a week, a month, a year, sometimes 25 years. It becomes a cold case. Sometimes the case is never solved. This was called a live arrest. The reason why she was killed for $1 is she was fighting for her pocketbook, and she had her house keys inside the pocketbook. She was afraid that the mugger was going to get her information, her house keys, and go back to her house and kill her mother too. She violently fought for her property. She only had $1 in her wallet. She was pushed between the trains of the car, of a moving subway car. This particular arrest caused quite a stir in New York City. It was a story that brought about national media attention. It was featured on CBS, NBC, NBC, CNBC, which was featured all over the country. And it was a story that ran for approximately a week. These are all the newspaper clippings that came out that told the story, and people were just amazed by the story because they could relate to it. People ride the subways every day. Some people ride the subways in fear. Some people are very confident. Because this arrest was made so quickly, people got very excited about it. The police commissioner right now in office in New York City is William J. Bratton. He's the police commissioner. When this arrest occurred, he was the chief of police. He was only in office for approximately a month. At the time, the political climate of New York City was not that great. There were a few brutality cases that were ongoing, and this case showed the public that, first and foremost, that the police were out there, not only uniformed police, which I was also, but I was in plain clothes, and plainclothes police officers are very, very valuable to the police department because those cops are everywhere. You can't see them, but they're there, and they're out patrolling. And when something like this happens and a crime occurs and the apprehension can be made very quickly, it's very, very valuable to the public and to the police department because you've caught somebody and you've put them away. Now, this particular perpetrator, he was in jail. He had gotten out 6 months prior to this, and there was a tremendous crime wave in the subway along Central Park West in Manhattan. And this went on for quite a while, and the police department could not catch him. This arrest occurred, and consequently after this, we were able to close from 9 to 10 cases. We did lineups with this perpetrator, and we were able to close open robbery cases that were committed by the same individual. This particular individual was sentenced to 24 years to life. He sat in prison for approximately a year while the trial was being scheduled. The trial lasted approximately 3 weeks, and my courtroom testimony on the stand approximately lasted for 6 hours, which is virtually unheard of. In a case like this, every little detail is questioned. There's some doubt. When you go to trial, you have to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. The jury heard the trial, and he was convicted. He is still in prison as of this day. You ask why a person like me would be suitable for a reality show like this. I think that this story is very newsworthy. And I think that the viewers can relate to the story because we all, at one point or another, have to ride the subway. We have to walk the streets in New York, and there's crime out there, and people can relate to this story not only because the crime happened as it does to many people, but that there was an apprehension, and it was a successful apprehension. This woman was Chinese. They had a Chinese ritual where when a person passes away or dies, that they have the funeral at the location where the person passed away. They had the funeral at the train station where she was attacked, and that was also on the news. Commissioner William J. Bratton can be interviewed. If you question him and ask him about this case, he will remember it immediately. Grace Chang in the subway. I also have a second career. I am currently a John Lennon impersonator for the band Strawberry Fields. I've been a musician since I was 5 years old. I sing and I play guitar. Strawberry Fields is a Beatles tribute band. I perform on Broadway. I have been there at B.B. King's Blues Club for 15 seasons. I also performed at Citi Field, Yankee Stadium, Shea Stadium, and I was also in the touring company of the hit musical Beatlemania. This is a picture of me in full uniform with my daughter. As you can see, I'm a highly decorated police sergeant. I also am an antique car collector. I'm the current owner, actually the only owner in the United States of the United States National Broadway touring car from the show Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. This is an actual piece of Broadway memorabilia. One interesting story before I leave you. This particular story, when the arrest was made, the following morning, it was in the newspaper on the front page. My cousin was riding to work. She was on the Long Island Railroad, and the gentleman reading the newspaper right next to her was reading this paper. And she read the headlines, and she yelled out loud, "Oh my God, killed for $1. That's my cousin. Tony Garofalo is my cousin." So the gentleman reading the paper said, "Relax, lady, take it easy. He's a hero. He caught the mugger." So while he was saying this, everybody in the train started cheering and screaming, "Yay, oh my God, he's a hero." So my cousin, you know, she went from feeling like I died to becoming a hero. So I thought that was an interesting part of the story. I just want to say thank you for listening, and peace and love. Thank you.